Today I want to introduce our speakers with an interesting, previously unknown information that you do not know. So here we go. Dr. Magdy Bayoumi is the most fashionable man in Lafayette. Just kidding, you know all of it. So that is old information. The new information is Dr. Magdy Bayoumi was a journalist, reporter for several youth publications in Egypt and for the Daily Advertiser in Lafayette for 7 years. He received a journalism award for a series of articles on Y2K. This is our first speaker, Dr. Magdy Bayoumi.
All right. Thanks, Kumar. Who are not coming, who are not starting as we agreed now. Okay. All right, so when they said I have to talk only for 6 minutes, so I have many things to talk about. Should I tell people what I'm doing? Probably not. I am at an age now where I can really go a little bit higher. And so I decided to, this is the title of a panel that I have run for three conferences. It was last 2 weeks ago in Abu Dhabi. And the one before really I did in Virginia somewhere and so on. And the title of the panel was To GPT or Not to GPT. I'm just borrowing Shakespeare phrase. It's not really the question because there is no any, you have to use it. And we haven't counted yet. Oh, that's not mine. Oh, that's not mine. But I can do it. But anyway, so I want to warn you that my lecture will have a lot of personal opinions and projection. I guess I am at a stage of my life where I can say whatever I want. Alfred Lamson, he was one of the supporters of UL, and he used to tell me this: when you hit a certain level, you can say anything that you want to, all right? Of course, when you are young, you cannot do that, so. All right, so as I said, so forgiveness is advice. So if you look at AI, it is really is not, of course, all of us not new. It started when the 1940s, when it started surfacing. It is coming from when we start building computers, and people say this is the computer we have been building is just fast number cruncher, nothing more. Can I really build more smarter computers? What is the smartest or the intelligent entity in the universe? And people said human brain. You can disagree with that, and I will show you now why we should disagree with this. All right, so okay, so let us see how we can build a computer which emulates the human brain. So look at the human brain. What are the building block of a brain? Is really the neuron. This is the main building block. So let us implement that in hardware. And the engineers abused it to the maximum because they just looked at the physical entity of the neuron. But the strength of the neuron really is the chemical reaction. And engineer never implemented that. And mathematician was not much better because mathematician came and boiled down that to an equation, all right, which really didn't do justice. All right. Secondly, around 1966, getting better, and start saying, okay, now all these neurons are connected together. So if you have, assume an average person has 10 to the power 12 neurons, and theoretically it is full connections. Does this make sense? But okay, was the, and start doing research. You know, we as a researcher will always look for the new things to do research. In 1980s, the first neural network in San Diego attracted 10,000 people. All right? And we start, everybody thought that AI will solve all our problems, and our problem will be solved. And there was a big disappointment. It didn't happen, and went through stagnation, and even went down interest, because there was no hardware to really match all these applications. Around 2005 and so on, we have a boom again in AI. Why? Because we have the hardware which can implement this. And this really took us to, this is really Really, you have to look inside your brain. If your brain doesn't do this, you are in big trouble. All right? If your brain doesn't have all these activities, you are big trouble. If your brain has no connection of neurons, even worse. All right? I'm sure that we have across our life, we have friends, students, so on, we have no connection whatsoever. But anyway, so when we come here, we really, this is my own classification. So we have AI 1.0, AI 2.0, and then we had AI 3.0, and this where we have the GPU, we have the hardware to implement that, and it was like a floodgate. AI became everywhere, all right? And AI became the nucleus for smart system, smart car, smart anything, is mainly the AI. It's mainly you sense the environment, you got the AI system, you decide on what's action. And then this was the main nucleus for Industry 4.0. If you look at Industry 4.0, the main thing is prediction. So instead of doing scheduled maintenance, you do maintenance on demand, based on using AI to do this. So AI 3.0, till about 2020, when we start having the ChatGPT. And by the way, ChatGPT has been in work for about 10 years, but it was released at the time, and it was really a game changer. It is really a game changer because it touched people more. You know, the relationship with human and technology is always how technology is coming to the people. Like if you look at computer, in the beginning it was a mainframe. So the technology was like God. You have to go to the temple to your mainframe. But people felt it more when you have the laptop, desktop. So God came to you. So God and human became one thing. You know, philosophically, you have two things. There is a hierarchical, God and us, and the other point of view is God with us. And this is where ChatGPT is, God with us. All right? So people felt it. People talking about it in everything. And also it has become easy to use. And this is why it really, if you look at the popularity with ChatGPT, it reached 100 million in 2 months. In 2 months. If you compare it to others, like WW, the World Wide Web, it took 84 months. So this is really a popularity which shows how technology and us came. All right. But if you really look at the ChatGPT, you are just using another machine learning model. You are using just transformer. But the main of the game here is how you train it. How you train it. Because you know that the quality of your system based on the quality of your data. If you have the best system in the world, best architecture, and you have poor data, you will have a poor system. All right. So, as I said, the generative AI really impact reached probably 8 trillion, and it's going. It has an impact everywhere. All right. So, as I said, what's the difference? Traditional AI is really just looking at classification kind of things. But generative AI, it creates new contents. It creates new contents. It gives you information that you don't have, kind of. All right. Then let me, because of that, really, if you look, what's the difference between human and ChatGPT or AI? Human, your brain is really fully grown 25 years. Some people say 40. But ChatGPT is fully grown in 1.5 years, mean after you finish your training. All right? Now, in human, your neurons, hopefully, are very dynamic. Learning means that reconfiguring connection among the neurons. In the AI system, it's fixed. Of course, as I said, in the future, we need to be reconfigurable. we needed to be reconfigured and trying to do that. And thirdly, really, and this is the most important difference, your brain, and hopefully, is consuming very low energy. Very low energy. On the other hand, AI, ChatGPT, is very high energy. If you are consuming the same energy as AI, you will be smoking all the time. Human being will be walking and chimney going because of the power is generated by, and this is a big difference. And this is a good opportunity for us, because if you want to build architecture that's smart and have to do low power, low power, low power, low power. All right. Okay, this. And as I said, the advantage of ChatGPT over the other form of AI that it comes to the people, not people going to it. And this is why we feel it. This is why you have it in customer service. This you have it everywhere in life. All right. So problem with ChatGPT, like many other AI, is your system biased? Is it ethical? And there's a big, because remember that we are the one who are training it. So we are transmitting our bias into the system. Can I have a system which has no bias? Okay, and that's a big question. And then, can I have a system which is ethical? Can I have a system which is reliable? Can I have a system which is trustworthy? Can I do that? And all of these are missing in AI and ChatGPT. These are just advice when you are using, and this is face us as educator. Should allow our student to use ChatGPT? Yes. You can, okay, it's yes, because we are really have a choice. We have no choice. Yes, because we don't have a choice. Of course, you can start policing, and probably there are software now which tell you if it is a product of ChatGPT or not, but that's not practical. So, and also, as you see, and many of you, and I used it, and I give you an example how I used it. The product of a ChatGPT, it has to be worked on. If it's not worked on, it is not really meaningful. All right. So, as I said, it is really, you have to look at the ChatGPT. It's a tool, like a calculator. Like in my time, it was like a slide rule. All right? So, you cannot say I'm not using it. You have to use it with rules. What is the future? The future really is, as I said, enhanced ethics, guideline and regulation, and now right now in the university we are trying to develop guidelines. We should develop so a student can have some guidelines to do it, faculty can have some guideline to do it. The second one is the most important one, advanced AI. This will be done in 3 directions. First direction, I should have a hardware which is made specifically for AI. Right now, I'm using GPU, which is really very powerful processor. Without that, I won't be able to do it. Secondly, I have to control the energy, the power. Because as you will see, it is really tremendous. Probably we don't feel it, we don't know it. And 3 is really the responsibility of ethics and bias and discrimination. It has to be there, all right? So, for instance, to give you what's required for training, if you look at GPT-3, which is considered backward now compared to what we have, it has 175 billion parameters used for training, okay? And this really will cost about $4.6 million for training. And that is not really the most advanced one. Look at this. Oracle has just 3 nuclear reactors to power 1 gigawatt AI data center. This is really where the advances should be. This is where the development should be. All right? And then we have to have really a special hardware fed the AI. Because if you look at this, in computers, in general, philosophically, we are forcing the data to take the shape of the computer. That's wrong. The computer should take the shape of the data, and this will be the most efficient. So if right now I have GPU, which doesn't fit AI. So I'm forcing the AI data to take the shape of the GPU. As a matter of fact, I should have chips which really match and be compatible with the AI requirement. All right. As I said this in the beginning. This is my personal experience. I wanted really to impress my wife. Okay. So I said, ask ChatGPT, can you give me a romantic poem? Okay. And it did. Of course, my wife is an Egyptian, so it would be more meaningful to use Arabic, right? But also the English. So it gave me this in English. With every glance, you set my spirits free. Like the sun breaking down, you light up my sea. Your smile, a treasure, so warm and bright, guides me through shadows, turning darkness to light. Does this make sense? So I said, really, that's not very romantic. I can do better than that. Can you do better than this? So he gave me this. With every heartbeat, you paint my soul, a masterpiece of love that makes me whole. Your eyes, like the ocean, deep and divine. In their depths, I find all the treasure of time. The problem is, it backfired. My wife thought that I did something. And I'm covering up. I'm honest to God. And besides, at this stage of our marriage, we have been married for a long time. Words and flower doesn't make any sense. Gold is the only count. And flowers and words, oh, forget it. It won't really, it doesn't mean anything. Gold. Of course, in America, it will be diamond. But anyway, so it failed. Okay, so where are we going now? Where are we going? As I said, and I call it AI 4.0 is the chat GPT, the GPT generative one. When I say AI 4.5, it means that I will have an enhanced version of that. An ethical one, reliable one, trustworthy one. Not that I have to have really, I call it myself, AI with heart, where I have some emotion there, all right? Now, I think AI is not the end goal. AI is transitional. AI will disappear in few years. In few years, we will have no AI. That's my personal prediction. What we'll have? We'll have BHI, which is a system beyond human intelligence. Because I don't think human intelligence is the best in the world. If human intelligence is the best, why do we have all these problems? If human intelligence is the best, why do we have all these problems across history? There is something we don't know, which is, I call it beyond human intelligence, and let us join and develop that system, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much.